Hello. Hi, everyone. How are we doing today? Woo! Excellent. My name is McClanahan. I am not a comedian. I do work in the restaurant industry. I've worked in the restaurant industry for 26 years.
Woo!
Let me hear it for restaurant industry workers.
Woo!
Right? Such enthusiasm. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so fucking hard. If you have ever eaten food in your life, I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate your guts. I hope your mother gets rickets, your father gets scurvy, and you die in a fire. Screaming! No smoke inhalation. I want you to burn. I worked for Chili's for a minute. Great, American grill. And one day I had to drive to another Chili's to pick up some product. If you've ever been eating at Chili's and you've tasted the stale chips and thought, why does this taste like it's been in a 2013 Prius for about an hour in the midday sun? You're absolutely right. You have really great taste buds. You should be a food detective. I drove to this Chili's and I parked in the back where all the other people who work there sit and cry in their cars before their shift starts. And sure enough, I parked the car and just up and to the left, there's this big white truck and there's this guy in the truck and he's not doing anything. He's not playing on his phone. He's not clipping his fingernails. He's just sitting in the truck. And I look at him and I think to myself, is that Chuck Norris? Now keep in mind, this is Southeast Texas where he's rumored to have a house, so it could very well have been Chuck Norris. But again, he's just sitting in his truck, just sitting there. And I'm thinking to myself, am I watching Chuck Norris have an existential crisis? Am I seeing Chuck Norris crumble under the enormity of being Chuck Norris? Because you have to think about that guy's life. Every experience with him has to be apocryphal. Every moment has to have such poignance and such weight. And the crushing debilitation of that, to know that every moment that you're hanging out and you go to make some random pedestrian transaction and you don't have a third fist under your beard, it's crushing. And he's just thinking to himself, I just want to get flautist, but he can't because he's Chuck fucking Norris. And if what you're taking from this story is, hey Eric, Chili's doesn't serve flautists, I don't think you respect Chuck Norris. I live in New Jersey now, and I'm trying to buy a house. And I live in the garden part of the Garden State, so it's actually not that bad. And I'm trying to find a place, and I'm finding some spots that are really remote. They're out in the woods. And I'm talking to friends of mine, and they're like, oh my goodness, if you buy a house out there, aren't you scared of bears? And I'm like, I'm sorry, have you not met people? I would rather move into a cave full of bears than have a Mormon knock on my door at any point during the day. I would rather live in a cave full of bears and wolverines than have Carol, the casserole queen, come to my house every time the transmission rate changes colors in our county. It's yellow now, that's only 2 away from red. I just had a PCR test before I came here, so we're okay. Carol, I would rather have COVID injected into my penis than have this conversation. I do not enjoy this. I am 43 years old. I think as every organ in your body breaks down, my skin breaks down too, and I cannot take the world around me the older I get. But, again, I'm trying to look at the world through rose-colored glasses. I try to make everything a little bit more fun. Again, I've worked in the restaurant industry for 26 years. I've seen a lot of changes in the restaurant industry since I've been there. One thing I've noticed now is that we have direct pay cards. So if your credit card chips are higher than your cash chips, we'll just put it on the card. We used to go out and hand you cash at the end of your shift. And I would find the most inappropriate way to do that. I would go out to the server, preferably on the sales floor in front of as many people as possible and go, here's your cash. Thank you for all the sex. And I think that's why technology is keeping up with my inappropriate behavior. Thank you so much. You guys are very nice.